I just want to turn my brain off. Watch something stupid on TV, scroll stupid socials, and eat stupid food. That is what my idea of rewarding myself had always been.
Do you struggle to maintain weight loss but desperately want to feel good in your own skin, confident in your clothes, and improve your overall health? If so, you're home. Hey, I'm Sam, dietitian, specialist in weight management, and former functioning fat girl. I learned the secret of how to lose and maintain weight by simply nourishing my life well. If you're ready for the sustainable nutrition strategies, consistent habits, and freedom from a self-sabotaging mindset, grab your water bottle and let's go.
You are receiving such great nuggets of value from the More Than a Number podcast that you can apply to your daily habits and health goals. But if you know you need a higher touch to help you on your journey, an accountability partner to keep you focused on your goals, investigate the simplest solutions to eliminate the overwhelm of being stuck like Chuck with your weight loss attempts, and an expert to help you wade through the weeds of the 10 tons of health and nutrition information from the interwebs that may or may not be beneficial for you, I have great news. I am currently accepting one-on-one coaching clients for my 90 Days to Nourish Well program, where we eliminate the weight overwhelm and get you to start achieving long-lasting results. If that sounds like what you need, click the link in the show notes, my friend, to sign up and start moving towards your goals. I can't wait to meet you. Okay, let's dive into today's episode. Hi, hello, it's Sam. Welcome back to the More Than a Number podcast. I'm so glad you're here, and I can't believe it's episode 3 already. So exciting. Okay, confession time. If I am not nourishing my life well, if I am left to my own devices and I don't make good choices, my go-to, or like my instinct to want to do at the end of the day, is to come home from work, immediately go straight to the bedroom, change into comfy PJs, wash my face off, go to the kitchen, get as much food as I can, plop on the couch, turn on the TV, grab my phone, open up socials, and just stuff my face and doom scroll. I call it turning off because that's exactly what I want to do. I just want to turn my brain off. Watch something stupid on TV, scroll stupid socials, and eat stupid food. That is what my idea of rewarding myself had always been, is just numbing out, zoning out, getting food, plopping down, and just turning my brain off. And it's still, honestly, what I struggle to fight off turning to, even to this day, when I have bad days, or if it's anywhere around my cycle, if I'm not feeling well. And all the reasons, anything, any sort of emotional issues, that is exactly what I want to do. Just zone out, procrastinate any sort of productivity that I wanted to get done, and eat my feelings. And for a very long time, the majority of my life, I would say, I did view that as reward. Like, I deserve this. I had such a hard day. And like, I say it in a sarcastic tone now, but I work with so many clients and so many people who literally are saying the same things. And I get it. I understand. But I actually want to wake up in the morning and feel rested. I want to wake up in the morning and do my prayer and worship time, spend time with the Lord, and I want to work out before I get ready for work, and then go to work and have a productive day at work and feel good all day. Ultimately, that's really what I want. So that temporary feeling at the end of a hard day
to want to turn off my brain is very difficult sometimes to resist. But what I want more is to be a healthy person, is to feel good, is to feel strong, is to be connected to God, to feel rested, all of those things. So what happens when I give in to the temptation and I turn off in the evening when I come home from work is that I'm up way later than I want to be, which means I oversleep and I miss my morning quality time with the Lord. I miss my morning workout. My sleep quality is garbage because my belly's angry and overly full when I go to sleep. I get up still feeling full and cranky because not only do I not feel well physically, but I also don't feel well mentally. I feel guilty. I feel ashamed. I wonder why I can't seem to get my life together and just get up and do the dang thing in the morning. You know, why am I like this? But my point is there's so much emphasis in the health and wellness space about the strong morning routine, and I totally agree. I'm on board. We do need a strong morning routine, but if your evening habits don't support the morning habits, well then guess what? They ain't happening, right? So the foundation of it all to me is the evening. How are we setting ourselves up at night for success the next day? And one of my pastors said in a sermon earlier this year that we should be looking at nighttime as the real start of the new day. So it's not we wake up, it's a new day, we do the things, and then we have our evening and we go to bed. The nighttime is the start. So we're resting first. We're getting that strong foundation of rest. And then we wake up and we are able to do all the things because we got the strong evening of rest, right? So it's the foundation of how well we're going to perform in all aspects of life once we get up. And I work with so many clients who set goals to start exercising in the morning. And, as a morning exerciser myself, I'm all for it. I think it's an incredible way to get moving, especially in your workday, mentally and physically. And so everyone always sets these goals that they want to wake up and go to the gym, or they want to wake up and walk 3 times a week. Great, let's do it. That's the goal. And then I'll speak to them the next week and ask about it, and they're super bummed out and feel guilty and hesitant to even tell me that they didn't do it. Or people who want to meditate, pray, stretch, whatever in the morning, and the same thing happens. They feel like a failure, like they don't have any discipline, or won't ever be quote unquote morning person. But when we dive deeper into the evening habits, or their habits in general, we start to see the core reasons they aren't able to get up early and do the thing that they want to do. We tend to see the morning as the target, but we don't consider that in order to get the morning right, we have to get the evening right. So if any of this is resonating with you, and you keep spinning your wheels trying to create a morning habit that supports your weight loss goals, I challenge you to stop focusing on the morning and start focusing on your evening. So I'm going to give you 3 things that you want to think about as it pertains to your evening habits, and we'll go a little deep into each of the 3 things. So 1, go to bed earlier. It seems like that would be the obvious. Certainly not everyone can have a good 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night. I very much wish that were the case, that I could sleep for 8 or 9 hours a night. It's not really realistic for every person. And I know so many women, especially moms of younger kids, kind of laugh at me when we talk about going to sleep earlier, getting more sleep. So I know that that's difficult. And I know that that ideal like 8 to 9 hours can be unrealistic for a lot of people. But what can you do? So I think it's our human nature, with any goal, anytime we're talking about any sort of modification in our behaviors, in setting goals and what our habits are, we're very quick to say why we can't do something or to rule it out. So we want to get off that train and just start to think about what can you do? How can you even make it a little bit better? I have to believe, I'm sorry, this might ruffle a few feathers, but I believe anybody can shave off at least 30 minutes to go to sleep earlier. Because we all, so many people just will sit and open the phone and, like I said before, turn off. And you can open up Instagram and blink and it's 2 hours later and you don't even know where the heck the time went. So you missed that time. Or if you're watching TV or binging Netflix or something, one more episode, only 30 more minutes, whatever. There are so many different places that we can kind of cut at least 30 minutes. And that is a huge benefit. That's a huge help to get 30 minutes more sleep. The other thing that I would say on the flip side of that, if it's not necessarily going to bed earlier, but how many times do you hit snooze in the morning? Because I get that also. And I used to be the one that had alarms set from 4 a.m. until 5:30 a.m., like every 15 to 30 minutes. Within that 90 minutes, because the 4 a.m. was to get up and go to the gym. And then, you keep justifying, like, hit the snooze, well, I won't go to the gym for as long. Let me go back to sleep. And then goes off again. And then, maybe I won't go to the gym. Maybe I'll just go for a walk here in the neighborhood. Hit snooze again. Maybe I don't work out. Hit snooze again. Maybe I don't wash my hair. Like, you go down the list of things that you're eliminating to where you absolutely have to get out of that bed or you're gonna sleep through work. So you want to avoid doing that, because in reality, if you don't actually have to physically get out of the bed until an hour after you started setting the alarms for, all you're doing is making yourself more tired, because the alarm is waking you up. You're hitting snooze, you're dozing back into a sleep pattern, and then it goes off again and it wakes you up and you're sleep, wake. And that's just disrupting an entire hour of sleep that you could get done. Does that make sense? So if you can, just limit yourself. Like, I now limit myself to 1 snooze. That's all I will allow myself. And I've trained myself now that when that second alarm goes off, if I don't get out of that bed, then I'm going to be in trouble. So it has definitely helped to eliminate snooze time and just sleep through that time period that you are allowing for the snoozing instead. Okay, so going to bed earlier, trying to carve out more time, and then eliminating evening snacking, binging, overeating. And I'm going to tell you some ways that we can do that. And then the third thing is no screens hour before bed. Screens. So that is our phone, that is TV, that's the computer, any blue screens like that, especially an hour before bed, because that can be very disruptive to our sleep quality. So the same thing with the overeating in the evening, aside from the fact that, when we overeat, we can be putting ourselves in a calorie surplus and therefore
putting ourselves in the position to gain weight, but most importantly, it's affecting the quality of sleep. So there's been so much research and so many studies to come out within the last, I guess you could say 5 to 10 years about not so much, or I shouldn't say it that way. I should say it's not only the amount of time that you sleep that is important, but it is also the quality of our sleep that is so important. And there is so much that affects the quality of our sleep. When it comes to food, I think for a very long time, especially those of us 80s, 90s kids, part of that diet culture world was I remember for some reason 7 o'clock was the magic time, don't eat past 7 o'clock. And there's a lot of merit to that, and I understand the intention behind it, but if you're a person who your work schedule is later in the day, so maybe, you work from 11 to 8 o'clock, 11 a.m. to 8 o'clock at night. You don't even get home until 8:30 at night, and then you're up until, I don't know, midnight, 1 a.m., whatever. If you're just a later hour person, then eating past 7 o'clock is not necessarily a bad thing. It's how much we're eating in the evening and then going to sleep that's the problem. So you can still come home and eat your dinner, whatever your last meal is, but it's the overeating, it's the after, it's the, like I was saying before, turning off and I always call it playing ping pong. So going from the couch to the kitchen, just ping ponging back and forth at every commercial break or every ads break that comes up, whatever streaming service that you're watching. It's another snack, another this, another that. And it's all of that then becomes the problem, because then that's sitting very heavy in your belly, and then you go to sleep, and again, it's just sitting there. We do burn calories while sleeping, but it's nowhere near as much as during the day when we're up and moving around and all that. So it is certainly affecting the quality of our sleep, our breathing patterns at night, all of that. So my questions then would be, are you eating enough in general throughout the day? Because if you're overeating at night because you're legitimately starving, 'cause you didn't eat enough throughout the day, that's an easy fix. I shouldn't say easy, a simple fix. That we just need to spread those calories out more throughout the day and get more substantial meals in throughout the day, so that when you come home, you're not ravenous and wanting to just attack the kitchen. Are you eating enough protein and fiber throughout the day? We know that protein is the most satiating macronutrient, so it keeps you feeling satisfied for longer. Are you getting enough protein in? Are you getting enough fiber in? Fruits, vegetables. Fiber, is very filling, so that makes us feel satisfied more throughout the day as well. Are you hydrated well? If you're not drinking enough fluids, remember, we can feel more hungry. So if you haven't drank enough fluids throughout the day, then you can feel extra hungry at night, and then we overeat and then go to sleep, and the whole cycle continues. Are you trying to be quote unquote good throughout the day, restricting carbs because for whatever reason you think carbs are the enemy, and you don't eat them all throughout the day, and then at night all you want are all the carbs? So how can we spread out more high fiber, complex, good carbs throughout the day, so that your brain, your body is not feeling deprived of carbohydrate, and then you're not craving it? So we want to set a new routine, but we have to look at what the current habits are and see where we can modify that. So a lot of times when people tell me that they feel just out of control in the evenings with their food, those are some of the questions that we look at for throughout the day. And that overeating in the evening is definitely affecting sleep quality. And so we don't want to kind of mindlessly eat in front of the TV, sitting at a table instead of just zoning out and eating while you're watching TV on the couch. And then the other thing, the no screens an hour before bed. There's so many different things that you can do. It does not mean that you have to just sit there in like complete silence and not do anything, but there is a lot to be said for keeping a grateful journal at the end of the day, just kind of writing in your journal, stating what you're thankful for that day. There's a lot of research to show that, bringing up that gratitude makes us feel good. It releases that serotonin, that feel good factor, and we go to bed feeling grateful and happy, and we have more joy when we're not dwelling on all the things that went wrong that day, but we're stating gratitude for the things that went well, or the things that we're thankful for that happened that day. We can read, we can pray, we can meditate, we can make our commitments to ourselves for the next day. You can stretch. I love the commitments because a huge part of this process, this long-term weight loss and maintenance process, is about really restoring trust within yourself. Because I think for so long, that yo-yo back and forth of starting something, screwing up, and then we're off, we really lose a lot of trust in ourselves to be able to have the quote-unquote discipline, or to be able to stick to something. And so when we start making commitments, and there's a lot of power in taking pen to paper and writing down, okay, this is today's date, this is tomorrow's date, these are my commitments to myself for tomorrow. So tomorrow, my first commitment is to get up and spend the first 30 minutes of my day with the Lord. So I'm going to pray, I'm going to worship, and then I'm going to, for 60 to 90 minutes after that, is my exercise time, and that's my next commitment. And then I'm going to be committed to serving all of my clients when I'm at work all day in the best way that I can. My next commitment to myself for tomorrow is to come home and do my current nourishing, healthy evening routine, and not come home and fall into the trap of temptation to turn off, tune out, and numb out in front of the TV. And then the next day, when you're able to fulfill those commitments, you're restoring faith and trust within yourself. Okay, so when you're going to sleep, like write in the grateful journal, you have all those things to be thankful for, and then you make your commitments to yourself for the next day, and maybe read a little bit and turn the lights out, and that's it. The other things that you can think about as far as sleep quality is like noises. I know that sounds weird. I don't know why I'm like missing the right way to say this, but you can put a channel on YouTube, or there's free podcasts that will have like 12 hours of uninterrupted brown noise for free. So there's all these kind of like sound machines that you can get for more restful sleep, and those are great also. That's another idea. But if you just want something for free that you can put on your phone, I do a brown noise. So that's literally what the podcast is called. And it says, I think, like brown noise for chill or something like that, but it's 12 hours of uninterrupted brown noise. And I turn it low. It's not super loud, it's low, and turn the lights off. And I take a magnesium glycinate, which is another conversation for another podcast, and I go to sleep. And it has helped tremendously. So there's the Calm app that you can also do. A couple things that I didn't touch on for quality of sleep also is caffeine intake and alcohol intake. So just very quickly, I know people think like, oh, I have my glass of wine or glass or two of wine at night just to kind of chill out so that I can fall asleep. But actually, alcohol is incredibly detrimental to our quality of sleep. So it may be helping you fall asleep faster, but you're not getting a good quality sleep. Same with caffeine. And actually, the recommendation for caffeine is that we shouldn't have it within 8 to 12 hours of going to sleep. So meaning caffeine should be first thing in the first couple of hours of our day and then no more. And I am one of those people that used to say all the time too, oh, I can drink coffee and then go right to sleep. It doesn't affect my ability to go to sleep. But again, same thing as with the alcohol. You can fall asleep, but your quality of sleep is incredibly disrupted. Okay? So all of those things, and I could go on for hours about, different ideas of how to transform your evening time. But you just have to create a different routine for yourself. So it becomes instinct. We are habitual creatures. So if for however long in our lives we came home and plopped down on the couch and turned off and just ate and watched TV, it's going to feel very weird and uncomfortable and may even be painful to resist that, to do something different. But we don't just stop habits, we have to replace them with something else. So you have to create a different routine. We want to make sure that we are setting ourselves up for success. So consider when you finish eating dinner, after you've cleaned up the kitchen, close up shop. The kitchen's closed. Go into your bedroom, bring your water or whatever you need with you, and either watch your TV in there or read, whatever you want to do. So to give you an example, I told you what my mindless evening routine used to look like when, I would turn off my brain, and that led to frequently missing workouts, always rushing and running late in the morning, feeling extra moody and extra hungry all day, essentially leading to weight gain. Once I realized the problem was not the morning, it was the sequence of habits from when I got home from work until when I went to sleep. I had to make a rule for myself that there's no TV during the week when I need to get up to an alarm. And that was really hard. It's still hard sometimes not to just flip the TV on, but it forces me to not turn off my brain and zone out the way that I want to. I do the same thing where I come in, I get in my jammies, I wash my face, and then I go to the kitchen and grab my dinner that I have for myself. I eat only at the table, not on the couch. I clean up, go in my room, close the door, and then I write in my gratitude journal and read until, I turn the lights off and it's bedtime. So, yes, I am 44 years old and I have a bedtime. Your girl needs to sleep. That's the only way that it can be done. Remember, it will feel uncomfortable, it'll be weird, it may even be a little bit painful, but the tomorrow you is going to thank you. Resisting temptation is not easy, but it's definitely going to be worth it. So to recap, we want to carve out more time for sleep. So go to bed earlier or don't hit snooze for an hour in the morning. Just set your alarm for the time that you actually have to get up. We want to eliminate excess or overeating in the evening. Doesn't mean that you cannot have food past 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, but we're eliminating the excess overeating in the evening, and we're eliminating screen time an hour before bed. If you can do any of those things in any capacity, I guarantee you will start to see a difference when you're doing it consistently over time, okay? So if you have a killer morning routine that you want to implement, and you know is going to get you the results that you need, before you try to execute that morning routine, stop and think about what your evening looks like and see if you need to make any adjustments there. Okay? All right, you guys got this. I know it. I love you. God loves you. Have the absolute best day, and I will see you next time on the More Than a Number podcast.
Hey friend, I really hope you feel empowered by this episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with another friend who needs it? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It brings me so much joy to know this podcast is helping you. Okay, time to go nourish well, aka eat some good food. I'll meet you back here next time for another episode. I love you and God loves you. Have a beautiful day.